What is going on, everybody on YouTube? Griffin here, coming back to you guys with another video. First and foremost, of course, if you don't know who I am and this is your first time tuning into the channel, my name is Griffin, of course, and I'm the owner of the company Preferred Pest Management, a pest control company in the Dallas, Texas Metroplex, specifically in Rowlett, Texas. We've been in business for about 3 years. Within our first year, we grew to a 6-figure company, and we're actually starting this upcoming week going to be hiring, well, we already hired essentially, but training, going through that training process with our first employee. We've had a 1099 employee for a while, but now we've also, brought on our first actual W-2 employee. So if you're looking to start a pest control business specifically, or, maybe you already have a pest control business and you want to, just pick the brain of other pest control business owners, definitely subscribe, hit that bell icon down below. That way you won't miss any future videos or live streams. We try to post every single day, just about, time and life permitting. Of course, I got 2 under 4-year-olds. One is actually an infant, 7-8 weeks old, something like that now, and a 3 to 4-year-old, so life can get pretty hectic at times, of course, but we try to post pretty much every single day. We also have a couple free groups, a Discord group, a Facebook group you can join. Links are in the description box below. I have a customer texting me right now, but I wanted to just hop on here and do just, I guess, like a Sunday talk, and I even debated, doing these, not necessarily like making a playlist or ritual out of it or anything like that, but just a little Sunday business talk for you guys. We talk so much about, of course, the pest control specific side of the business, how to get the customers, how to do the math in terms of, one, what you need to be selling your pest control services at and all of that good stuff, how many customers you need to get to your goals, yada, yada, yada. But a lot of times we get lost and get caught up, especially once you're in the daily grind of, going out and getting the customers, servicing the customers, getting the reviews, focusing on SEO for your website and local SEO. And, you're just getting this daily grind over and over and over that, sometimes if you're not careful, you can, I don't want to say burn out. I hate when people talk about, oh, I'm so tired, I'm burnt out, blah, 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 blah. Like, if you're burnt out in the business, especially if you've been in business less than, in my opinion, at least 5 to 10 years, you don't have the right why. And you guys know, I've talked about this before, like whenever, we first moved into this house and I gave you guys a tour, showing off the pool and this and that and the other. But I really wanted to stress, before you start your business, people always talk about, have a, like a business, man, I can't even think of the term because it's bullshit at the end of the day, pretty much like a business plan, quote unquote, where, you write out all this stuff, you have your, what's the word I'm looking for? Like your mission statement and all that good stuff. And what a lot of people fail to forget about, especially those of us, in this industry, the pest control industry, you're looking at having a pest control startup, quote unquote. We forget to even think about like the why. Like I said, we brought this up a little bit here and there, but I wanted to hit on it a little bit more because in my opinion, you can avoid a lot of, the negative feelings that, inevitably you're going to get whenever you're in business. There's going to be, especially the bigger you get, there's going to be, almost every single day, in all honesty, you're going to wake up and just be like, shit, don't feel like doing this today. Don't feel like making this phone call today. Don't feel like making these cold calls today. Don't feel like, going to do this follow-up today, dealing with this dickhead or whatever. Whatever the case may be, there's always going to be at least bare minimum, 1 to a dozen plus things that, some days are better than others, of course, not to make it sound like every day sucks or anything, obviously, but there's going to be some shit every single day, regardless if it's just one thing, a dozen things, whatever the case may be. There's going to be shit every day in your pest control business that, you just don't want to deal with. And if you don't have a strong enough why, or enough whys, plural, reasons, quote unquote, for why you're doing this, it will result in what people refer to as burnout, and like I said, I hate that term, I hate that phrase, I hate when people use it as an excuse for why their business or why their life or whatever the case may be, like why things are, not going as planned. Well, in the business, we could get into the whole life aspect in another video if you all wish, but from the business standpoint, even I, a lot of times, have to kind of go back to the drawing board and reconfigure my why. When I first started my pest control business, like most of you, my why was, I'm tired of these BS managers, right? I'm tired of my boss. It's what most people, why most people go out and start their own, right? They want to be their own boss and this and that and the other. I always say when it comes to, when I ask people, why do you want to start your own business? And they're like, well, because my boss is an asshole, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, do you think you're not going to be a bigger asshole to yourself than your current boss is? Like, it's not to say that that's not a valid reason, but we want to go deeper in terms of starting your own business, because that is such a small why that once you get to the point where you're making, like we were talking about in the video the other day, or we were breaking down the math, once you get to a point where you've covered all of your expenses and you've replaced your job or whatever the case may be, it's very easy at that point to get kind of complacent and start kind of, just like I said, kind of getting caught up and not even really enjoying the game anymore, right? You don't want to make the phone calls, you don't want to deal with this, you don't want to deal with that. You are, as the CEO, owner, whatever you want to refer to yourself as, you are wearing all the hats. The horse stops at you ultimately. Anything that's going on, it comes to you. And that is, I don't think a lot of people, especially in today's social media age, everybody glorifies, being a business owner and being an entrepreneur, when, let's be real, most business owners even aren't entrepreneurs. I mean, you're just not. I mean, let's be real. A lot of people, especially not just in our industry, but like the service industry as a whole, they think just because they went and opened up an LLC and, they're a one-man show, that they're some kind of entrepreneur. Like, no, you're not. But that's a different subject for a different day. But it's been so glorified in today's world that a lot of people kind of forget what it takes exactly. And my whole point, circling back to the whole why, is whenever you have enough whys, I think you should have more than one why. I think, you should be going back to the drawing board at least once a year at the minimum, and, have your whys changed. Have you, hopefully in a period of a year, that's why I say at least once a year, not like a New Year's resolution, obviously. Like, these are just your whys for why you, want to set your goals or whatever the case may be where they're at. Because, for example, my why, like I said when I first started, I was tired of my managers and bosses and stuff, but I also knew the income potential. And I knew, hey, I can easily make $100,000+ a year. And then from there, once I hit $100,000+ a year in our first year or so, I was like, okay, well, now I want to, make my wife a stay-at-home wife, stay-at-home mother for our kids. So, we have the opportunity to homeschool and this and that. Now that's happened. Then the next thing was okay, I want a house, big enough that we can grow into and not have to be moving every time we have a kid. Well, we got a 5-bedroom house, and on top of that, I was like, I want a pool. So we got the house with the pool. So now even I am in this stage right now where I'm having to redefine my why. I'm having to, I got quote unquote everything I need, everything that I not want, but like I said, everything that I need. And I've noticed with myself, I've had to kind of, now that I'm at a point where we don't really have to necessarily want for anything, obviously we, would like to take more vacations and invest more money and this and that and the other. But from an income standpoint, we're at a place where we could really just be complacent. I've had to redefine my why, and now, like, for me, it's, well, I want to help my local economy. You know, I want to create jobs for people, good paying jobs for people. Like we said, you know, just in training alone, my tech is going to make 14 plus an hour, and training is only, I'm, you know, streamlining the training as quick as possible. So within hopefully 1 to 2 weeks, it sounds like about 2 weeks based on just TDA guidelines, my technician will be able to, you know, make even more. He's going to get a $1 raise per hour up to 15 an hour, give him all these opportunities to earn even more income through commission, through reviews, this and that and the other. Point being, I want to make a positive impact on my local community, local economy now. So that is kind of, you know, what's getting me going, kicking up to the next level, essentially. So I'm definitely, me, myself, and I'm going through this major not goal change, because my goals have always been, like we said, you know, like 50 million plus a year, 100 million plus, or not 50 million a year, minimum $50 million valuation, ideally $50 million a year in sales, $100 million valuation. Like, we've always had these outrageously high goals, which I can go into a, you know, whole other video on that for you guys, on why you should set quote unquote unrealistic goals in the future. So be on the lookout for that video. That's going to be a video I'll be doing real soon for you guys. But like I said, to the point of this subject, my why is really, you know, I'm really starting to notice, like, I don't want to say I'm maturing necessarily as an entrepreneur or as a business owner, but my mindset is definitely changing. Like, it's not so much about me now as much as it is about, like, the people who I'm, you know, be it servicing with the customers and whatnot, but also, like I said, the community, trying to, you know, I'm looking at the numbers now as how many more customers are we going to have to get before we can hire some other kid or, you know, guy in general. Doesn't have to be a kid, obviously. And by kid, I mean, you know, anyone between like 18 to 20, 25 years old. I guess I can say that now that I'm 26. I'm getting up there myself, pushing 30 already. But, you know, get these younger guys who maybe, you know, they don't have, I don't want to say don't have what it takes, but don't see the value of like a college background. They don't want to be an accountant, don't want to be an attorney, this and that and the other. You know, give them an opportunity to make some good money. And like I'm saying to the guy I just hired too, my goal for you is not for you to stay at 15 an hour. This is just as you're a new pest control technician, you're starting off on like pest control only with a little bit of rodent background, because he's been working with our 1099 guy already. That's how we met, doing some of the exclusion work. And like I told him, as I can tell that, you know, hey, you're beyond proficient now in pest control, you're going to get a raise. Now, you know, time to learn termite. And once you get to where I don't have to babysit you on termite stuff anymore, boom, you're going to get another raise. Like, the more hands-off I'm able to be, to where I'm just kind of, you know, managing you day to day, week to week, kind of just, you know, answering your questions, mentoring you in terms of the field work and all this stuff, customer relations. Like, the more that I see you develop, the more you're going to get paid as well. So, you know, just being that positive boss, being that positive company that builds a great culture in the community, that's kind of, you know, where I'm going. Just to give you guys, you know, a real life example of like a mindset shift on your why, essentially. Because like I said, the basic whys of, you know, I'm sick of a boss, I want to make more money, this and that. Like, you'll be amazed how quick that's like, shit, this sucks. Like, I don't want to be the boss anymore. Like, I never had like, I don't want to be the boss anymore, because, you know, I've always had a dream of owning a big business since, you know, I was old enough to know how business and money worked. But, like, you just have a lot of days and weeks and even months in some cases where, you know, you just get tired. Again, not burnout, but just, you know, you have to be able to dig deep, and if you have a deep enough why, again, you'll push through any barrier, any wall, and, just make it happen. And like we always say at the end of these videos, getting the life that you and your family deserve. Like I said, we're at the point where we don't even necessarily have to want for anything. Sure, like there's still months that, ideally we can make another $2,000 to $5,000. Obviously, more money gives you more cushion to not have to worry about budgeting as much. But, at the end of the day, like we are at a point, praise God, that, we don't have to necessarily want for anything. We're not worrying about bills being cut, lights being cut, not putting good quality food on the table, our health and wellness, we're at a great place. So again, you'll notice as you go through this journey that, you're just going to have to go back to the drawing board. You'll know too, because you'll know the difference between a bad day, a bad little stretch, bad couple hours, bad day, bad week, versus a bad month or a bad quarter, or heaven forbid, I hope it never happens for you all, hasn't even happened to me yet, but a bad year. I've had a bad quarter. I've had probably 2 or 3 bad quarters, because, most of I was suffering from chronic stress and panic attack disorder. They say panic. I hate the word panic. To me, panic sounds like, oh my God. Like, it wasn't like that. It's just I get dizzy spells and, this and that and the other. But, I've had them. I've had bad weeks, bad months, and even bad quarters. And the thing is every time I notice at the end of the day that whenever I go back to that drawing board and kind of reconfigure my why, things start to improve very quickly, usually within, the same day. May take a couple days, but usually very quickly things will get back on that right course and, get, to growing again, right? So hopefully, this video, like all of them that I shoot for you guys, hopefully, you took a little bit of information from this. Hopefully, it's kind of making sense. I know it's kind of philosophical might be the word. I'm not a big words guy either. Ironically, I did very well in English and AP honors, whatever, English in high school, but I'm still not great with big words. My wife will make fun of me sometimes about it. But hopefully, like I said, y'all took a little bit of information from this, and hopefully it makes sense. And definitely, like I said, I know we got a lot of you who are, starting right now, like within the last few months have started your business. I see what y'all did too. You timed it wisely. You waited right until that spring, summer rush to start your businesses. That's definitely ideal for sure. But, as you're walking through the journey, definitely, save this video, go back to it if you find that you're having a rough day, rough week, rough month, and hopefully maybe you can pull out a little nugget throughout this, 15 to 20 minute video of just, like I said, helping you redefine maybe your why and transforming that into, something bigger that'll, get you going. So hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, definitely make sure to hit that thumbs up button. It lets me know that you guys like this kind of content, because I know, like I said, we talk a lot about, the nitty gritty within the pest control business, but every so often we'll kind of do a video like this on just, kind of the mental, philosophical, mindset, quote unquote, habits, whatever the case may be. So if you like this video, let me know you want me to do some more of these, and let me know in the comments, if you have any questions or anything about starting your pest control business or anything like that. Otherwise, hopefully you guys have a great Sunday. It's almost the 4th of July, so hopefully you all have a safe and happy 4th. Stay cool out there, and I will see you guys in the next video. Keep on going out there and getting the life that you and your family deserve, and I'll see you guys in that next video. Take it easy, everybody.